Nobody is above the law. Nobody's above the law.
The last 72 hours has been an absolute whirlwind for the United States. It's been a whirlwind of wins for Trump and the MAGA Republicans. First, we had the Fulton County Election Board raided. Tulsi Gabbard led the raid. Documents were taken there, brought back to Quantico, Virginia for examination. They got a judge to sign off for a warrant on that. You've had all of these protesters, these anti-America BLM activists arrested on the streets all across the United States, more importantly in Minneapolis. Tom Homan rolls into Minnesota, takes over as the man in charge on the scene. Riots today are becoming uncontrollable. You're probably going to need SEAL Team Delta 9 to roll in there with an aircraft carrier on the, one of the Great Lakes. But then just more icing on the cake, more whipped cream on Don Lemon, so to speak. Last night, Don Lemon was arrested in California after the Grammys at a hotel. And I say that because a judge had to sign off on the warrant. Don Lemon is now being charged with 2 felonies related to hate crimes under the FACE Act. Going into a church, he knew about what was going to happen.
Make no mistake, under President Trump's leadership and this administration, you have the right to worship freely and safely. And if I haven't been clear already, if you violate that sacred right, we are coming after you.
We're starting to see a semblance of what I would say retribution that is coming back. Pam Bondi looks like a superhero right now, looks like Wonder Woman, maybe an evil villain that she's just been sitting back. But then also, I don't know how big her desk is, but there's been a lot of documents on this so-called desk. And it seems like all the documents have been released now. And I'll just let Todd Blanche tell you how many documents, and it's going to make you disgusting. It's going to make you feel sick because somebody had to watch this stuff.
Today, we are producing more than 3 million pages, including more than 2,000 videos and 180,000 images. In total, that means that the department produced approximately 3.5 million pages in compliance with the act.
3.5 million pages that the Trump administration's released. That's important. That's a huge deal. My thing is, why did it take the Trump administration to do this? What about the Biden administration? What about the 8 years under Obama? What about the Bush administration? What about the Clinton administration? Oh, wait, none of it was important until Trump got into office. That's when this stuff became important. 3.5 million documents, 180,000 grotesque images, 2,000 videos. Right. And I'm going to tell you who's at the center of all of this radical nastiness. There's a guy by the name of Bill Gates. Bill Gates is cooked. He is finished. I don't know what happens with Microsoft stock. I'd get ready to sell now and buy the dip. That's what I would do. I'm not a financial advisor, so don't listen to me. But Todd Blanche brings it out. And, Don Lemon brings up a very solid point in what he was saying, is that nobody is above the law.
Nobody is above the law. Nobody's above the law. Nobody is above the law.
If you say it 3 times, Don, you might believe it. Because Don Lemon being arrested, you have all of these other people being arrested. You have more indictments coming. Is Bill Gates above the law? It damn sure felt like he was for a long time because he's worth so much money. But maybe now he's not. Maybe we're going to see some real retribution. I'm sure his wife would like to see some retribution, or ex-wife. These emails allege that Bill caught some stuff, some crotch crickets from some Russian girls on the island and was trying to talk Jeffrey into giving him some antibiotics that he could slip his wife, the Mickey, Melinda. Now, she may have found out, may or may not have, depending on her taste buds and what he was putting it in or where he was putting it. But she took him for $30 billion in a divorce. And the documents are here. The highlighted part in yellow will make you want to vomit in your mouth. to add insult to the injury, you then implore me to please delete the emails regarding your STD, your request that I provide you antibiotics that you can, give to your wife without her knowing, and also a description of your deformed appendage. You also make it clear to me I'm not to refer to that name's redacted, as that is another topic that must remain between the two of us. That's obviously the name of a victim, probably a young girl at the time. But Bill Gates has a lot of questions, and I'm sure his wife's lawyer is going to be asking a lot of them.
Don't you dare. That ass belongs to me.
So there you go, Don Lemon. The memes write themselves, and they're always funnier whenever they have a little truth behind them. But Don with 2 felony counts, and then you move a little forward after he drops the soap, and you have P. Diddy and Tim Walz fighting over who's going to be roommates with Don Lemon. Like I said, the memes write themselves. And here is more information coming out. You can recognize some of the people in this photo: Bill Gates and Jeffrey Epstein. They've got some faces covered here. That might very well be his wife. But who knows? Who knows what she might have been into as well for going to the island. It's neither here nor there. I'm not here to do anything other than give you my opinion on what's happening to Bill. But if this is true, and if it's in the emails, it has to be true, right? That Bill caught something on the island and took it home to his wife, well, that explains a lot about where their divorce went. And it also explains a lot about maybe why she took $30 billion. But things get better. I mean, everything is just winning, winning, winning. But now coming in is the United Nations is at risk of an imminent financial collapse because Donald Trump is pulling some of the funding from the United States. Instead of us paying everyone else's fair share, he wants these other countries to pay their fair share. United Nations should be independent, should be self-sustaining, should have the same gross domestic product paid from other countries as we do. But no, that's not how it's happened. So the winds are working abroad. We have ships on station in Iran. The United Nations is failing it as an organization. We're starting to see real justice here in the United States. 3.5 million pages of Epstein files are being released after this transparency law. I haven't seen any statements from Thomas Massie or Rand Paul or even Marjorie Taylor Greene reading the names. Where did Marjorie go? But the wins keep stacking up. 3 million pages that the Biden administration, Obama administration, these other groups sat on. And I've got one question is, what else do we not know? No statements from Bill Clinton, no statements from Hillary about old Jeffrey here, huh? DOJ announced 3 million pages of Epstein files. It's good to see that this is coming out. And I'll say this, for everyone that doubted this lady, you probably shouldn't have, because I bet she's having a steak dinner tonight.
Make no mistake, under President Trump's leadership and this administration, you have the right to worship freely and safely. And if I haven't been clear already, if you violate that sacred right, we are coming after you.
Don Lemon, I think that message was dedicated to you. I really believe Don Lemon is going to have a nice roommate. I believe Bill Gates is probably talking to his lawyer, and he should probably be worried because I think Microsoft is going to force him to step down or probably sell everything. The shareholders there, the board, they have to force him out. Microsoft is a world brand. Just ask Prince Philip. But could the government claim or latch on to this? Why not, right? But the wins continue to stack. I love the winning. Keep the faith. There is another big bombshell about to drop, and it's going to be about the SAVE Act. Looks like now the Senate has 50 plus Republicans that will vote on this so we can get this through, get it passed, save our elections, make elections great again, save America, keep winning. It's all getting better. The Democrat Party is on the ropes, and I think Donald Trump is ready to take that knockout punch. I'll see you in the next one.